It just needed to be thought about differently in terms of how to get these things to work together. So, in fact, let's just listen just to the vocals. It makes for a pretty nice listen, actually. Here we go.
Heartbreaker, yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You weren't a heartbreaker. You look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You weren't a heartbreaker.
Okay, another one new mix thing. This time I'm looking at a track called Heartbreaker by Carys Miller, which I recorded, produced and mixed. I want to look at vocals on this one. Some of the techniques I use, particularly in the latter part of the song where it comes out of a really epic bridge into a final chorus. There ends up being quite a lot of different vocals happening at the same time, doing different things. So it was a challenge to get everything to work together and have space, and so I just threw some new ideas at it, and it seemed to come together really well. I'm just going to play a bit of the section I'm talking about, which is this. All right, epic, isn't it? I love it. And that's why I wanted to show this technique, because it's probably useful for anyone out there. If you are tracking your vocals and you're coming up with backing vocals in different parts, they might sound cluttered or they might sound like they're masking each other. Essentially, it becomes muddy and you can't really hear what each one's doing. So this might help you out with that. At least showing you these techniques might give you some ideas. So firstly, the lead vocal, which is coming out of the end of this bridge, other vocals come in over the top of it, and that was the first thing to try and organise. So the lead vocal 1 and 2 I've highlighted here, the main lead vocal throughout the song, and then lead vocal 2, which is the new one that comes in just for the last section. And those two just together sound like this.
With every girl you meet, you look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker.
The lead vocal 2 is doing the chorus refrain, and it's very much similar to the rest of the choruses in the song. But to stop it from clashing and to give it the clarity and space when it comes in, I had to treat this lead vocal 1, which is the high note. I had to move it out of the way and make it go into the distance, if you like. So what I've done is I've used a plate reverb. I used Little Plate by Sound Toys with a really long, like 8 seconds. What I've done is I've automated the mix. So this automation here is the mix. If you listen to that in solo, you'll just hear how it goes from being the main vocal into just fading into the background, and then the second one overtakes it as the main vocal.
With every girl you meet.
And the tail of that reverb is really long. And then as you can hear, then this second vocal comes in and it has the space to not feel like it's in the same place and overlapping. So here we go.
Every girl you meet, you look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You weren't a heartbreaker.
So that was the first thing I did, and I really think it works great. And you know, the chorus is so catchy, it's got to be audible, it's got to be the main thing that people are singing on, and that transitions out from the bridge in a really nice powerful way with that high note. But also we have the chorus double, so throughout this song the chorus is double tracked.
You look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker.
These are the doubles.
Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You weren't a heartbreaker. You look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah.
I mean, they just add space and width. So that's also coming in underneath those lead vocals. And the harmony is also in there. So there's the double track and the harmony together. This is the harmony.
You look so much greater if
Harmony double track, sorry.
You look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker.
And really, it's all about panning and having things in different panning positions. So you've got some things hard left and right. So the chorus doubles hard pan, harmony doubles just a bit kind of like 45 degrees either side. And then you've got some end ad-libs coming in, and these had to be treated separately and differently. So listen to this ad-lib.
Every girl you meet.
That's actually had a harmony added to it with Quadrivox. But this is a brand new technique that I hadn't really done before. I tried it out in the moment, and I added the Quadrivox and a stereo touch, which is a widener, and a decapitator. If I turn all those things off, you can hear it on its own.
Every girl you meet.
It's really nice. And then the Quadrivox is a vocal harmonizer.
Every girl you meet.
Love those harmonies. What it is so in the middle of the mix, that's no panning. So what that's going to be doing is that's going to end up being masked by the other vocals. So I needed to give it some width, and that's what Stereo Touch comes in. This is a plugin that's free by Voxengo, Stereo Touch. I use it quite a lot to add width to vocals. Not normally on the track, I'll normally send a vocal to this. So this was another new technique.
Every girl you meet.
It adds quite a lot of gain as well, and it just really helps it stick out. And then the decapitator, subtly adding some drive and colour, saturation. So when that harmony comes in amongst all the other vocals, you can really hear it.
Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You weren't a heartbreaker. You look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah.
And finally, the other new vocal technique that we did for this song, which I'm really, really happy with, was this part here. It's called Dreamy Backing Vocals.
If you weren't a heartbreaker.
Now, that was done quite complex, but what we did, that actual vocal part is I've cut that and pasted it from what was the end of the song, where Carys was just ad-libbing and singing some lines just on the final chorus. I'll just play it to you without any of the processing and any of the things that I did to it.
A heartbreaker.
I've chopped it there.
If you weren't a heartbreaker.
So I combined a few different techniques. This harmony technique again, which I've just talked about, is being used here to turn that single line into a harmony part.
If you weren't a heartbreaker.
And then I've added a H3000, another Eventide plugin, and that's doing the stereo chorus. So if I do that.
If you weren't a heartbreaker.
So the compressor I've added as well, just to control the dynamics.
If you weren't a heartbreaker.
You know, if you're doing backing vocals or harmonies, it's good to control the dynamics so they don't pop out above the lead vocal. So an EQ, a reverb plate, which is really important. So this reverb plate's one of my favourites, Rev Plate 140. Really high in terms of the blend, and then that just makes it super dreamy. Now listen to this.
If you weren't a heartbreaker.
And then controlled it, I think, with an EQ at the end. But basically, that was just one little, well, 1-2 phrase section where Carys was just freestyling and ad-libbing. And then we just created that backing vocal part, which then lives in the song at the end of each chorus. So it comes in as a layer, and it really fills that space, what it sounds like. Anyway, that's the other kind of new technique. Really, the main thing I wanted to kind of get across here is that it's great to have lots of vocal layers. They're really exciting, especially if, as you look at this, you know, the song develops. You've got the first chorus has just got a harmony, second chorus has got double harmonies, and the third chorus is the final one, which is after the bridge, and that's got all these extra vocals. So as the song goes through, it builds. It just needed to be thought about differently in terms of how to get these things to work together. So, in fact, let's just listen just to the vocals so you can hear how they're all slotting around each other, and it makes for a pretty nice listen, actually. Here we go.
You look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You weren't a heartbreaker. You look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You weren't a heartbreaker.
Lush, isn't it? So yeah, lead vocal is always there in the middle. You know, we've got them going to a nice reverb and a little bit of slap back. Harmonies are always just to the side, just to the left in the background, but you know, in their own space.
So much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You were
The chorus doubles are all
so much greater if you weren't a
adding that width, left and right hard panned.
weren't a heartbreaker. Yeah, you weren't a heartbreaker. You
And the end ad-libs with the Quatravox harmonizer.
weren't a heartbreaker. You look so much greater if you weren't a heartbreaker.
And that lead vocal turns into the ooh part, and then that's when these dreamy backing vocal parts take over.
Weren't a heartbreaker.
So we've got a plate reverb, we've got stereo widening, harmonizer, and we've got hard panning left and right, we've got not quite so hard panning left and right harmonies, and we've got in the central lead vocal and the main lead vocal with that plate reverb. Cool, I hope you enjoyed that. That was Carys Miller, Heartbreaker. It's a great song. I love listening back to it. I'm very proud of how it came out, and I look forward to the next track that we made together coming out at some point soon.